Have you ever planned a trip and it ended up completely backfiring? Well, this is one of those trips. We drove more than 400 miles to Utah, which in my opinion is the mecca of off-roading. There being so many off-roading areas of BLM, state parks, national parks, it feels like a giant playground for off-road enthusiasts. I planned a 4-night trip here in search of remote destinations that had outerly world views. Let me tell you, Utah did not disappoint. It all started when we arrived to Hurricane in Utah and ventured through our first trail to our first campsite. With it being midnight, we had limited vision on a place we never have been before, so gauging the difficulty of the obstacles was not easy. We were eager to get to camp since it was late. We didn't take the time to get much footage, though to sum things up, we ended up taking the difficult route on this trail without even knowing it. After almost 2 hours driving through the trail, this is where we woke up. We finished the rest of the loop here, and soon after we got back to the pavement, we realized we had to have a change of plans. There were many monsoons in the areas that we had planned to go through, and the weather was so bad we decided to stay a night at a motel in Kanab. So we are here in South Utah. We had quite the journey to get here. It is day 3, well, technically 2.5, because the first day was a half day. We got here pretty late, around midnight, and we were just looking to get through a trail and set up camp. And then the second day, we had a whole trip planned. The second day though, there were monsoons, and the trails that we had planned on going on were just impassable at that point. So we ended up booking a room at a cabin in Kanab, and now we are heading up to Peekaboo. It seems like that's what the rest of the trip is gonna consist of, is just improvising now and really going hour by hour, depending on the weather, of what we're gonna do. But we got our resources and we got enough supplies in case we end up in a storm on the trail. So we are prepared. So this is a point where I took a big step as a driver. My thought process here was to get a better line and go down there straight instead of at an angle and having the rear slide down sideways. This was a pretty steep ledge and with lots of soft sand that broke apart very easily. After multiple attempts of trying to straighten out, I just went for it. This is where I learned that sometimes speed is what you need. All right, you should start cranking it. Teddy, come here. Come here. You're chilling. If it tilts too much, just gun it. Yeah. Nice, dude. Speed is the key here. So we just went through that drop off into a riverbed, and let me tell you, that was the first time doing a sandy drop off like that, and definitely learned a lot from it. Speed was king there. We just got out of the Peekaboo Loop. We were going to do some other trails there, but the weather started to pick up again. So now we are on the way to Cathedral Valley, which is should be a pretty easy trail, well maintained and graded. With the rain, we'll see though. As much as I would like to do more challenging things, I think coming during this time of the year, which is technically monsoon season, I just learned yesterday, there's a lot of risk of getting stuck on these trails here. So for tonight, we're gonna play it a little bit safe, go on something chill and scenic, and then then tomorrow we're gonna pick it up. It'll be the last day here tomorrow. We're gonna pick it up and head to Hurricane and do some trails in Sand Hollow. Definitely looking forward to that. Looking forward to this, everything. There's so much to be positive for here. I mean, we're alive, healthy for the most part, good company. Teddy's doing well. These views here are amazing. Got a pretty capable rig. There's a lot of good in the world. It's easy to get caught up in the bad, especially if you're in an area or situation where there's a lot of bad things going on. There are bad things that happen, in my opinion. But trying to rein it in and focus on the positive things, which there's still a lot more positive. I feel like it turns it around and just turns the world into something more enjoyable rather than feeling miserable. Just some food for thought. Just a random train of thought here. Having spent so much time planning this trip, it was definitely a letdown not being able to go according to plan. Though, just being able to get out here and adventure really made this trip worth it. We adventured through the rest of Cathedral Valley, and even though this trail was easy, it had some insane views. come back here when it's not monsoon season, and maybe when there's snow, maybe not. We'll see. In the meantime, I'm gonna be going through those California trails.